Welcome to Funnel Hacker Radio Podcast, where we go behind the scenes and uncover the tactics and strategies top entrepreneurs are using to make more sales, dominate their markets, and how you can get those same results. Here is your host, Dave Woodward.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey guys.
Have you seen it yet? Not yet.
It'll take a few minutes. It'll say, hey, we're streaming live, but we're not really, but then we are.
I love technology.
The first time I did a live with Zoom to Facebook, it was the biggest train wreck ever. It's okay.
All right, so here we go.
Let's see. Is it live? There, yeah, we're live. We're live. I see us. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
All right, let me share. I'm going to share it myself. I'm going to share it.
Fantastic. This is one of the things I've been waiting. Fortunately, I've got enough people around surrounding me that have all the sorts of technology that will actually allow us to actually make this stuff happen. So thanks, John. Thanks, Julie. We're ready to go. All right, everybody, welcome. This is going to be a ton of fun. We actually are going to be doing this. John's going to be posting this inside of our ClickFunnels Facebook page. This is actually showing up on Russell's. I've got the opportunity of having Julie Stoyan here with me. This is going to be also posted as a, we're also going to be doing this as Funnel Hacker Radio Podcast. I believe, Julie, we're going through 3 Zaps today.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about just how awesome Zappier is with ClickFunnels and all the cool stuff that you can do with it.
Sweet. All right, so little background here. First of all, understand I get asked all the time, how do I actually integrate with ClickFunnels? And I get companies coming to me saying, hey, I want to do this, I want to do this. So what we've basically done is we've created an integration with Zappier. And Zappier has been set up to, if you're not familiar with Zappier, Julie will talk a little bit about it, but a little background, first of all, to understand is Zappier now has over 1,000 different apps that you can connect to. ClickFunnels happens to be one of the top 10 fastest growing apps, and we're super excited about that. So they did a huge post talking all about that. And now what we're going to do is show you exactly how Zappier works for those of you guys who are using ClickFunnels. So for those who are going to be listening to this as a podcast, some of this you'll actually see on, we'll try to explain as much as we can as we're going through this, but I highly recommend that you also go ahead and take a look at funnelhacker.tv, where the video will be posted there as well. So with all that said, let's dive right into this. Welcome again, Julie Stoyan. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. I'm so excited. So Zappier is one of those softwares that when I discovered it was just like light bulb moment after light bulb moment after light bulb moment. It's like, I can automate my whole life. So I thought it would just be the best thing to do would be if I could just share my screen, and then we can talk about like the 3 basic ways that ClickFunnels works with Zappier right now. And then like you'll start to feel the possibilities just like grow and grow and grow. So I'm going to share my screen. I think I can do that. Let's do that. Cool. All right, guys, please. There's usually like about a 30-second delay or whatever on live, so they probably don't see it yet. But this is the inside of Zappier. This is like what the inside of my Zappier account looks like. Now, when you go to Zappier.com, I just want to pull up what that looks like here. It's going to give you all kinds of ideas, and you might be like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to do. And the bottom line with Zappier is it talks. It's like a talking app. It helps 2 different softwares that wouldn't normally connect to one another talk to one another and exchange information. And that's what Zappier does. And that is one of the coolest things about it. So there are 3 things that Zappier can do with ClickFunnels right now. And I want to go through each one step by step. And Dave, please completely interrupt me if you have a question or you think of something that we want to like go on a rabbit trail.
I will for sure.
So 3 things ClickFunnels you can do when there's a new contact in your funnel, when there's a new purchase in your funnel, or if there's a new failed purchase. These are the 3 things that you can track, and you can move that information from ClickFunnels into another program. So if you guys are in the comments, what are the programs that you're using now besides ClickFunnels in terms of, I'm talking things like schedulers, like your Acuity calendar, or maybe you're using spreadsheets, or you're using some sort of like shipping and fulfillment. Active Campaign is an email service provider. Maybe you're using Trello. Like Russell's totally geeking out on Trello right now. What are the other apps you're using? Put them down in the comments below so we can see, because chances are there is a connection between that app that you love or that you're using in your business and ClickFunnels. All right, Dave. So I'm seeing here we've got like MailChimp, Google Docs, ActiveCampaign, Gmail. Awesome. Okay, great. So the first thing I want to talk about is for any of you guys, how many of you are doing lead generation with ClickFunnels, right? You want to know when a lead comes in. Okay, we all know that when a lead comes in, follow-up is absolutely key. So this is how you would set up the Zap in Zapier. So that's the most important thing to know, is that you have to go to Zapier.com and sign up for an account. And then you can hook up your ClickFunnels account. So once you're in Zapier right here, you're going to click this big orange button that says Make a Zap. That'll be your first step once you've confirmed your account. So you click Make a Zap, and then you end up on this screen, which I just was there before. So in the choose a trigger, you're going to type in ClickFunnels and you'll get ClickFunnels. Now, if you've never hooked up ClickFunnels before, the first time you have to like connect it and then it's fine. So we're going to choose make a contact. I'm just looking here at the questions, make sure nobody has any questions. Okay, awesome. New contact, hit save and continue, and then it's going to ask you to connect your account if you've never done so before. So I've already done it, so I'm just going to hit save and continue. The next thing it's going to ask is what funnel do you want to look for that contact information in? All right, so we're going to choose, I'm going to just choose one of the funnels where I know I have contacts in. If you have a lot of funnels like Russell, who has like 8 bajillion, you may want to use the search and go ahead and look for the funnel that you want. Then the next question it's going to ask is, well, what funnel step? So for all of you guys doing lead generation, you want to do the first step in your funnel. Most likely that's where the lead gen is going to happen, right? So you're going to click on ClickFunnels door here, and you're going to pick the step where that opt-in form is. That's really important. Make sure you pick the step of the funnel where the opt-in form is. And then hit continue. Now what it's going to do is it's going to try to do a test. And if this is a brand new funnel and you've never had a lead come in, it's not really going to be able to do the test. Doesn't mean the Zap isn't going to work, but just be aware. Sometimes it's helpful if you have a test contact in there. So it'll be like test was successful. Okay. Now you'll hit continue. And now what do you want to do with that contact? There's all kinds of things you can do with new leads. So I'm just looking here. How many of you would love to be able to call your lead the minute they come through your form?
I want to do that for sure. That's a must.
Right. So there's some cool like built-in apps where you could literally just send a text message to yourself that says you just got a contact. You can pull their fields in and you can call them on the phone just like that. All right. So that's really cool. So you can use the built-in Zapier app for SMS and literally just give them a phone. This is also great if you're doing lead gen for local businesses and your local business is like you're doing Facebook ads for them and you're getting leads for them and they're not following up with their leads. Send a text to your client, like harass them if they need, they need to follow up. The other thing you could do is you can add it to Slack. I don't know how many of you use Slack or Trello, but what we do is when a new contact comes in, we actually put it in Trello, and we go to Trello and we create a card in Trello. If you guys know Trello, we create a card in Trello so that it actually automates a checklist and it tells the VA what to do with that lead. All right, so I'm going to hit, so you hit create card. You can do all kinds of crazy things with Trello. Hit save and continue, connect your Trello account, and then you set up the template, what board you want, what list you want, and what you want the Trello card to actually say. So if I pop over here to my Trello and I look at my my application process for one of my courses, if an application comes in, Zapier will automatically put a card on the incoming application, input in the information, and then it gives me a checklist of what to do. Like, what do I do with this application? Do I accept them? Do I reject them? Or do I put them on a wait list? All just from ClickFunnels.
That is a killer.
Yeah. So that's super fun. All right, let me just see if there's any questions. So that's what you do. That's what you do with contacts. So, right, you want to add them to a board. Now, how many of you would love to recover lost payments?
I want to recover lost payments for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have a failed purchase, right? So let's go back here and let's go to the other option, which is a new failed purchase. All right. So you're, again, going to connect your ClickFunnels account just once and go into your Zap. Let me just give ClickFunnels a call here, and I'm going to just go to a funnel where I know there's a failed payment somewhere. Go to the order form. And what I'm going to do here is I want to make a 2-step Zap. I'm going to alert my VA that there's been a failed payment, and I'm also going to create a draft in my Gmail account so that she can send an email. All right. Okay. So I'm going to first choose Slack, and I'm going to send a message into my Slack channel, and I'm going to show you my Slack here. I have a channel called Influx, and basically every time there's activity in my funnel, any funnel, this channel records it so that people, my admin, my team can come, they can look at what's been purchased. There's instructions on what to do if there's special things to do, and they can be added to Trello, to Facebook groups, all kinds of things. You can see this is all the activity in my funnels this week, and this is an ongoing list of what to do. So that's the first thing I do, is I send a message into Slack. Okay. So I'm going to actually go to the dashboard and show you what one of these looks like. So let's see here. Let's go to this one. Nope, that one's not doing it. This one is doing it right here. Okay. So basically this is a 2-step, and this is when there's a purchase, we're creating a user and sending that information to Slack. So if there was a failed purchase, what you could do is you could create a draft in an email in Gmail so that the VA, all they have to do is they see the alert in Slack, they go to the Gmail, they click on draft, and they send the message that says, hey, you need to update your payment information. All right, so does anybody have any questions about how, like, the concept of how Zapier works? You don't have the questions pulled up right now, do you?
I don't. I can get those real quick here, though.
Okay. All right, guys, so let's set up a failed purchase. We're going to do it step by step. We're going to start with ClickFunnels. We're going to do failed purchase. We're going to go into a funnel where I know there's failed purchase. Here. And we're going to go to the order form. Remember, you have to go to the right funnel step where purchases are being made. And it's going to look, and it's going to say test successful. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create a 2-step Zap. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a draft in my Gmail account. So I'm going to click Gmail. Then I'm going to create draft. You could actually send the message if you want, but then you can't really customize it. And sometimes I like to customize it. So I'm going to hit create draft. And I'm going to pick my Gmail account that I want to send it from. If you've never hooked that up, it'll ask you to connect your Gmail account. And now it's going to ask you to set up the email. So this is how you do it. You're going to click this little menu bar right here, and you're going to find the contact's first name or email or whatever it is you want. And in the case of setting up a draft, you really need the email to be the first thing. So that's email. If you want to CC anybody, and then put who it's from. So you're going to use, actually, you can just type right in here, just type your actual email address because it's going to come from you. And then make a subject line. Oops, looks like your card needs updating. Okay, and now you're going to put your actual email. Hey there. We just tried to charge your card, but the payment didn't go through. You know, please update your card, blah, 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 blah. You can actually also put it as a separate label in your inbox. and you can do an attachment and then hit continue. Now, once you've created it, it's going to show you exactly what the from name is, who it's to, the subject line, and what you said. And then it's going to send a test. Now, once it's done, you'll see that the test worked. And then you can finish and you can name your zap. So this would be failed purchases, make draft in Gmail for VA to send. Now, if I wanted to, I could add the second step over here on the left, and I can add a second step, which sends a message into a channel, okay, that alerts them that there's been a failed payment and to go send that email. All right, cool. All right, a bunch of questions. Let's see. Okay, someone is asking, can you zap an email from ManyChat into Actionetics? Not yet, Dave. I'm pretty sure that in one of our meetings, they alluded to the fact that ClickFunnels will eventually be a receiving app, not just a giving app.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So what that basically means is right now, as ClickFunnels and Zapier connect, which they're always working on more, right now, you can push information from ClickFunnels into thousands of other softwares. Pretty soon, the developers are working on it where you'll be able to push information into ClickFunnels, not just out from ClickFunnels. So that's coming soon. To be, date to be determined. Okay, let's see. Just looking here if there's any other questions. Someone asked, what is Trello? Oh my gosh, what is Trello? You should listen to Russell's podcast. You should go to marketingsecrets.com and listen to Russell talk about Trello. He has a total love affair with Trello. It's basically like project management meets list making. It's a project management tool primarily. Okay, so guys, basically you can go to Zapier.com and you can look at all of the apps that they currently connect with. If you can connect things into Facebook groups. You can connect them not just to Slack and to Trello, but to a lot of project management softwares, Asana, Basecamp. So any purchase in your funnel that requires any sort of manual work, maybe you have a coaching program and you want to connect people to Voxer, or you want to send them a calendar so they can book their first call. Anything like that requires any kind of manual action can be done with Zapier. And they're always adding new apps, aren't they? How many apps do they have now?
Actually, they just crossed through 1,000. And it's one of the things I really encourage you guys. One of the things that's great as far as that we've been working with Zapier on is trying to allow you to make things as robust as possible, while at the same time really maintaining and streamlining ClickFunnels so that it doesn't get too cumbersome. So I'd really encourage you guys, there are so many different things. If you take a look at some of the Zaps that are out there, and I'm going to be trying to reach out to some of our other ClickFunnels users who are using Zapier. In fact, if you're on this call and you're listening to this and if there's things that you are currently using Zapier and ClickFunnels for, please post them down in the comments because I'd love to kind of see what everyone else is doing. But you'll see right now, as Julie's got her screen up, what some of the things that Zapier and ClickFunnels are basically already allowing you to connect to. So if you go into Zapier under ClickFunnels, you're basically see whether it's through Gmail, whether it's MailChimp, whether it's through Trello, Slack, all these crazy things that are out there, Dropbox. I know there's a lot of different things where you can actually use ClickFunnels with Zapier to really work with your VAs to accomplish a ton of stuff. And I think probably one of the most important Zaps, if you're not using Trello, is going to be Trello, because it just allows to simplify your life a ton. I've actually got a call later with James Friel, who we're working with here at ClickFunnels, to kind of help you guys understand Trello a little bit better, but that'll be for later. So right now, we're going to focus currently on Zapier and some of the things that you can currently do with ClickFunnels and Zapier together.
Yeah, and so I think, for those of you who've never heard of Zapier, or you've heard of it, but you're like, it seems complicated. It's really not. Like inside ClickFunnels, in the general settings of a funnel, you'll see all of the, possible options, right? So I just kind of quickly went through some of the ones in my own business that work so well are when you want to give instructions to team members. Maybe you guys are doing like free plus shipping funnels and you need to alert somebody that there's been a shipment or there's been an order that needs attention, right? So whether you're connecting to, think about it as like you oftentimes want to connect to something that's like a notifier. That's why Trello, Asana, Basecamp, Slack, things like that. But you can make the two-step zaps so that it can do one thing and notify you, and then it can do another action. So you can notify a team member in Slack, and then you can add them to a new list in wherever, your email service provider. The other thing, how many of you guys sell, like you have big membership programs, or maybe you have courses and academies and stuff, and you built that stuff before you knew ClickFunnels exists, and so you have this program over here that has all your course material. You can zap the purchase information from ClickFunnels into your course members area, so could automatically generate a user and password for your new customer. So that's another thing that you can do with it. It's really cool.
I'm seeing in some of the comments right now, Julie. We've got Kevin Chia made mention as far as ClickFunnels into any Zapier supported CRM for lead management, ClickFunnels into Zapier supported email autoresponder for automation management, ClickFunnels into Zapier supported webinar platforms, including those that support webhooks. So there's a whole bunch of things that are out there. I know Jeffrey Mannix mentioned a couple things as far as instant text to clients with hot lead information so they can contact new clients right away and make the sale. And I know you kind of mentioned that as far as the whole texting thing. I think the whole idea here is to realize there's so much that you may be doing right now that's taken a whole bunch of steps. The idea behind Zapier with ClickFunnels is to simplify things and really automate it as much as possible. I know, Julie, it's probably one of the things you're most well known for is the speed of implementation and how you're able to actually get other people doing a lot of the stuff that you need to get done. And Zapier, I know, is one of those things that helps you connect with your VA and as the rest of your team as well.
When Kevin, you made a great point here about the webinar integration. I've had a lot of people ask me, and this is a perfect example. Let's say you have a live webinar, you have a registration page, and you're using GoToWebinar or you're using Zoom. And so you want to integrate your opt-in form inside ClickFunnels, right? Where you go into the funnel step and you go to settings and integrations and you integrate it with GoToWebinar. And then you're like, ooh, but I also want to integrate it with ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign. Like I want it to go into GoToWebinar through ClickFunnels, but I also want it to do something else. That's where Zapier comes in handy, because you can integrate with GoToWebinar, integrate with Zoom right in the ClickFunnels dashboard, and then you can use Zapier to also send that contact information into your ESP.
Perfect.
Cool. And Nick, this is cool because you are always talking about affiliates. Nick says you need zaps for affiliate sales so we can do a happy dance when we successfully spread the ClickFunnels message.
Love that, Nick.
Yeah, that's really important too. If you're trying to track affiliates, what I do as an affiliate is I get the opt-in information and I use a zap, and then they go by ClickFunnels, and then I have the opt-in information to follow up and connect with them.
Fantastic. Other things, Julie, what else do you want to cover real quick here?
Well, I don't know. Does anybody else have any other questions about like how to use Zapier, or what maybe are you stuck doing something in ClickFunnels right now that maybe Zapier can help and you just don't know it yet? Interested to hear what people are currently stuck on and how Zapier can solve that. There's a little bit of a delay, so it takes a few minutes for people to hear us and then respond.
Yes. So go ahead and put that down in the comments as far as any questions you guys might have, as far as things you're trying to do, and see how we might be able to actually help facilitate that through Zapier as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's a question. He says, can you do all the Zap connection inside of ClickFunnels? So when you're actually creating the Zaps, you have to create an account at Zapier and do it in there. Like you can definitely click this, use this Zap button, but it's still going to ask you, you're going to have to create an account over at Zapier. And you get 3 Zaps for free when you sign up for Zapier, and then you have to upgrade to a paid account if you're going to be crazy and have a million Zaps.
I'm seeing here from Kevin, you can also upload your affiliate sales report to Google Sheets and use Zaps to add your contacts back into ClickFunnels Actionetics for follow-up campaigns there as well.
Interesting. Cool. That's a great idea. All right, let me just see. My CRM is Commissions Inc., and I've been having a hard time getting ClickFunnels and them to connect via Zapier. Yeah, so unfortunately, if the receiving software isn't connecting, that's something that you have to talk to the receiving software about, because ClickFunnels, actually, did they get on the top 10 list? Dave, did we make the top 10 list?
Yes, we are.
We are. Okay. So like ClickFunnels and Zapier have really worked out their kinks. So that's working really well. So if you're noticing you're having trouble, you might have to talk to the other software, because that's where the problem is, between the talking between Zap and your CRM.
Yeah. And honestly, realize I have people always ask me, I want this company to integrate with ClickFunnels. We've set up Zapier integration for that exact purpose, because there's a lot of people who want one-off type of integrations, and we're just not building those types of integrations out right now. But I highly recommend that you go ahead and have whoever your company is that you want to integrate with ClickFunnels, have them integrate with Zapier, and you'll be able to get that kind of information right away. So that's been one of the best things that we've seen recently that's working extremely well for the one-off type of integrations. And that's also what we've really looked at as far as the companies we're going to integrate next with will be those that will probably have the most robust integrations currently through Zapier on.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, if you like there are certain softwares that have immense customization with Zapier, Slack being one, Gmail being another, Google Sheets, Google Docs. I think Trello has tons and tons of options. If you take nothing away from this training except this one key point, if you have a new contact, a new purchase, or a new failed payment, those are the three ways that ClickFunnels can trigger information going out. So if you just sit down with your business and think about the process that happens when you get a contact, when you get a purchase, or when you get a failed purchase, and all the things that you would love to do when that happens in your funnel, chances are with 1,000 apps, Zapier will have a receiving connection to an app that's going to be able to do everything. Now, guys, for Trello, for example, I don't know how many of you know about ButlerBot. It's another automation tool. I literally, when something comes into my funnel and lands on Trello, ButlerBot takes over and starts automating the whole process. It's like the most craziest automation you've ever seen. And it like literally eliminates my need for a VA to manage that part of my business. So it's yeah.
But all those things definitely are going to be working on. I know I'm seeing a lot of people say, gosh, we want more information on Trello and Zapier and all that. We will bring that to you guys later, we promise you. But again, I want to say as focused right now on Zapier as we can.
Yeah, no. So, all right, well, guys, I would definitely get a Zapier account, test it out. Even if you do something really basic, like just adding adding ClickFunnels contacts to a Google spreadsheet, or sending yourself a text message. I don't know how many of you really are trying to get into the 2 Comma Club or whatnot, but like, there's nothing like getting a little text message or a ding on your phone that says like, you rock, you are awesome, you just got a purchase, right? Like, I could just go set that up now, just like make my day really happy all the time.
We're all about doing the happy dance. We want people as possible. So whatever we can do to help you guys create a happy dance is something we definitely want to see happen.
It's also kind of good if you're running ads, like you can tell, like if you're getting like 3-5 purchases a day and your phone goes off, you start to get used to that. And then all of a sudden, like your purchases tank. That's kind of a notification like, hey, you should go check something out on your ads.
One of the things I wanted to talk to you about, Julie, on this, first of all, real quick, is Amber may mention, is Zapier trustworthy? And are there many glitches? I can tell you, Zapier, everything that we've been using for is extremely trustworthy. And I really haven't seen that many glitches at all. So I would highly recommend using it. That's why we're doing the podcast and the Facebook Live right now. And
yeah, I mean, I run my whole business using Zapier. So I trust it entirely.
One of the things we were going to talk about, Julie, is the idea as far as inviting people into your Facebook group after they buy a course.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. I totally forgot we were going to talk about that. Yeah. So how many of you guys sell courses, and as part of the bonuses, you give away access to a private Facebook group. So one of the things that's really annoying is like, you never know, like, I don't know about you, but I get people who request to join my groups and they didn't buy. And so, and so then the VA is like, ooh, did they buy? Did they not buy? So the way we've worked around it is we use Zapier so that when there's a new purchase, we send that information to a private channel in Slack, and it tags my assistant and it says, hey, Susie, Julie just bought this course. Please look out for her name in the Facebook group, because Susie's going to get an email from me that says, hey, welcome to the course. Here's the Facebook group link. But so Susie's going to know to, go to the Facebook group, but my VA won't necessarily make that connection, at least not without like hunting through Stripe or ClickFunnels. So Slack creates a nice ordered list and she can run down and see who's purchased. The other thing is, if you have a secret Facebook group, like those are ones that people can't join, you have to invite them. You can send a Slack message that says, please invite, and then add their email from Zaps. And then you can literally have your VA just invite them via email. And it's just all tucked away. You can do it in Trello or Slack, either one.
I love that. One thing real quick, I've had a couple of people asking about as far as, how many Zaps can you really do and how is it really working with ClickFunnels? So I just received a report yesterday from Zappier. Last month of December, there was 22,033 live Zaps that were done between ClickFunnels and someone else. And
oh my gosh,
of our 55,000 users, we have 7,689 that are live users using Zappier and ClickFunnels. So I highly recommend it. Again, it's the whole reason why we're doing this is we want to make sure that for those of you guys who aren't as familiar with it, Julie, I know, is doing a ton. I really appreciate all the comments. Again, anybody who's got other ideas, please post more comments down there so we can kind of see those as well. But again, the whole idea here is whether it's through trying to save a sale, whether it's trying to get a text message, if you want to create your own little happy dance, or do something like that. And again, the whole idea here as far as making sure that you can really simplify your life by utilizing Zapier with Trello and your VA to really accomplish almost any process that you're wanting to do, like we just mentioned, as far as a Facebook group or a private Facebook group.
Yeah.
And if you're not, again, I think on that same note, if you currently don't have a private Facebook group or something like that as a bonus, it's probably one of the best things to create a community that we've seen. So I'd highly recommend you guys take a look at using that in some of the offerings that you guys have.
Hey guys, the sky is ultimately the limit. I mean, I just pulled up this Zap on my screen you're seeing right now. It's like a 6-step Zap. It's like new purchase, then enroll them in this course, 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 send a private message to my VA, and create an action card so they know what to do. This is like a 6-step Zap, because I sell like this big bundle, and this is the easiest way to do it. So it takes a little while to like get in the game of like what you actually can use it for. But once you get going, you get like what I call the like automation syndrome. And you just are like, there's a way to automate this. I know there is. And you just, you're just like, you're ready to like figure out how to save more time, because time is the most limited resource in the world.
Totally agree. Well, again, Julie, I can't thank you enough for coming on and doing this training for us. Again, for those of you guys who are listening to this as a podcast, the video is on our funnelhacker.tv channel, so you can see the video there. I highly recommend you guys watch it, listen to it again, think about different ways that you can automate your business. I know we have a lot of people out there, of our 55,000 plus customers right now. We've got a lot that are still kind of the solopreneur, where it's just you. One of the main things your most important thing is your time, which Julie just said, and kind of look as far as what's the value of your time. You need to hire a VA, and we'll probably do a VA training later, but realize there's so much you can do once you automate it, so that you can take that off your plate, and then you can focus on your unique special genius, and that's where your real money starts to compound.
Dave, the thing that you just said that was so cool about that is that people think of automation as like taking yourself out of your business and like being less human and more robotic. But the truth is that automation frees you up so that you can connect to your customer more and stop doing all the little tasks that are just eating away at your day. So you have more time to create content, more time to be with your customers, because all that stuff is taken care of with automation.
That is such an awesome point. Thank you for bringing that up. That's, again, we're all about building as much culture as you possibly can. There's no better way of doing it than connecting with your users. So very cool ideas.
Yeah, awesome.
Anything else you want to cover before we wrap things up?
No, I think Zapier is awesome. It's one of my favorite tools. I always think to myself, I wish I invented Zapier. It was a brilliant idea.
That they're pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Again,
Cool.
Julie, thank you so much. We just love you to death. Appreciate having you on.
Yeah,
Again,
thanks for having me.
highly recommend you guys go ahead, take a look at funnelhacker.tv, see the actual screenshots that Julie was going through. And again, we appreciate so much everybody who listens to this, who shares this content out there. And if there's things you guys want, by all means, hit us up, let us know what you want. You can connect with me on Facebook, private message me there, or send me an email at dave@clickfunnels.com. We want to continue to provide as much content as we can. We love having experts like Julie on. And if there's anybody else you wanted to have on, just let me know. Julie, thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, guys.